Okay, very good. If everyone could mute, unless they're speaking, that would be really, really good, and we won't get overtaken by lots of background noise. And I will find where we're meant to be. I'm hoping you can all see that.
Yep, we can see it, Tanya.
Excellent, thank you. So the reason why I wanted to talk to everyone about the coaching accreditation scheme before we began is that PCA have developed a new level called the Foundation Coach. So now everyone can choose whether they start at preliminary level, which is the old beginning level for coaching, or at the new level for foundation. So I thought I'd just take the time just to give it a little bit of explanation so that you can make some choices as to what's going to be the best level for you. Why did that not go there? There you go. So first of all, just a really, really, really basic overview of our coaching accreditation scheme. The PCA, PCT coaching, CAS coaching scheme currently has 3 levels. Their foundation, which is the very lower level beginning coach, preliminary and level 1. The foundation coach is the new entry level coach that is under preliminary and level 1. Foundation coaches are accredited to coach riders at E and D level. So this is a beginning qualification. So we're talking about the riders who are starting off at Pony Club who are on lead to getting to just off lead. Preliminary coaches are accredited to coach riders to C-test level with a jumping up to 65. That's their target area, and that we feel that the foundation coach will lead on to the preliminary coach, but it's not a prerequisite at the moment. Level 1, of course, is the next level up. Level 1 coach target level is your C star and K, and they can coach show jumping to 95, which is the upper jump off height of our grade 3 Pony Club show jumping championships height and cross country to 80 centimetres. Now we also have the upper level where the level 1 coaches can apply for a jump extension to coach jumping above those heights, and it is envisaged that these coaches will become the level 2 coaches once the level 2 coaching pathway is established. Pause there for a moment. Does anyone have any questions about those coaching levels? No. Okay, so moving on. So the new level, the foundation coach. Of course, everyone who's training to be a coach before they first get their accreditation are volunteers. So when you go into a pony club, if you are working with a mentor and training, you are a volunteer. But with the foundation coaching level, coaches can be accredited for 16 years. So this is going to suit our older riders who think that they might want to move into coaching a little bit later on, which is a little bit of a change. In the past, the coaches have to be 18 years. So this is just allowing a younger development of skills. They could sign up to do the preliminary course from 16, but were volunteers until they turned 18 years old. The candidate is to purchase the PCA NCAS Foundation Manual from the PCA website. Once they've done that, then you come back to Grada at Pony Club Tasmania to be able to register your interest. There is a course fee. We're going to be charging $75 for the accreditation. So this is going to cover somebody coming along to a pony club just to there is a little online test, and the foundation coaches also need to do the gear checking accreditation, which we'll get to a little bit later on. Now you can see that you will also need to have your working with vulnerable people card and the gear checker certificate. So basically, to get into the foundation course, the total is going to be $103. Anyone have any questions or comments so far? So you buy your manual online, then you register with Pony Club Tasmania. Grada, I'm sure, can help show you the website to get you working with vulnerable people. We will then release your little jot form so that you can do your registration with Pony Club Australia and assist you in finding a mentor, and then you'll do your accreditation. Okay. As with everything else, if you need to ride while you're a volunteer and you're not accredited, you need to also be a member of Pony Club, okay? So until we get your accreditation, you're actually a volunteer. Foundation candidates will have one theory evening, and then you have a practical assessment that will be carried out through Pony Club. Now, PCA are working on a recognition of prior learning system for the foundation coaches to move to preliminary. So some of the things that you do for your foundation will count towards your preliminary. Once you're accredited in the foundation course, you can be paid coaching fees, but we're only talking a small amount. When I was talking to PCA, they were thinking the guide price per lesson was $20 to $25. Okay. So the foundation course, you also have to get online and complete the Sport Australia coaching certificate. We can provide links for that. And then complete the PCA Gear Checkers accreditation. There are also workbook units. Now, all of these are on the PCA website. So the actual course itself is outlined is on the PCA website, and I'm not sure whether I can flick to that or whether I've got to share my screen again. I think I've stopped sharing here and go back here. It's not showing absolutely anything. Maybe that's because I need to go to there. I'm having some trouble driving it now.
Do you want me to share mine, Tanya?
I might have got it. There you go.
Good work.
I know. So the outline for the foundation course is under the heading of coaches and then coach education. And as we scroll down, oh, there's that lovely Gear Checker accreditation. I'll talk about that a little bit further down. And then the foundation and coach outline. Don't know why it started all the way down the bottom. So it's meant to be something that's reasonably quick to get. It's talking about all the online unsupervised parts of the module, taking about 12 hours, a supervised 11 hours worth of practice. So it gives you a total of 23 hours worth of work to get your foundation course. So your course structure, you've got units, you've got your Sport Australia online community coaching, and then there's modules on coaching pony club riders, horse care, horse behaviour and training, riding skills, and then you've got your mentored coach practice and your practical coaching assessment. For your practical coaching assessment, you'll need groups of 3 to 6. And you will be carrying out a very, very simple lesson. Your assessors will be level 1 coaches who have applied to be a coach mentor. If you're unsure as to who the mentors are, when you go onto the PCT website and you look at your level 1s, there is a column that has all the extra things that people have. And I'm not sure whether I can get to that or not, because I'm pretty sure I had that up somewhere. I'm going to have to stop sharing for a minute and go and look at that.
Tanya, Marissa here. Just wondering, because you've mentioned that only level 1 coaches can be mentors, is it not possible that prelim coaches can be as well because they're a level above them?
They have to be approved
Yeah,
by the state. And just at the moment, while we would love to, we haven't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, I thought we had a couple of prelims approved as mentors.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay.
Is that listed in the? That would be listed in the prelim.
Yeah, in the coaching data or the officials.
Data.
Yeah.
So that's good. So I've just found.
Because remember, we made that code.
We did, and this is why I was trying to find that site so that we could have a look. So if people are looking for people to be mentors, so here in the specialist column, are you seeing my cursor? I'm hoping you are. You've got whether the coach has a jump extension or CM for coach mentors, and there's quite a selection in our bit in the north, and same with the northwest and the south. Okay, so there's a good number of people to select from. If you would like to work with somebody who's not listed there, come and have a chat and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Did you want to have a look in the prelim, Marissa, or leave it for people to go and have a look?
Yeah, sure. They could have a look themselves now they know where to go, and that's a great idea. They could contact you anyway. That works well.
Not that we're trying to be exclusive. We're just trying to make sure that everyone gets the right information. Okay, so volunteering to coach at pony club rallies and events will help. Make sure that you're working with a mentor. Be familiar with the PCA website. Find your syllabus of instruction. PCA national gear rules. Now, it's really interesting with the foundation coach that Pony Club Australia are insisting that all of the foundation coaches have gone through their gear accreditation, their national gear check accreditation, which is a little bit interesting. So can you see that there now? I'm just going to...
Yes, we can.
PCA gear check accreditation. Candidates for the gear checker certificate must be a member of Pony Club Australia, have their working with vulnerable children or whatever it is in each state, be at least 16 years. So while they're saying with the foundation course that they will accredit from 16 years, they have to have done their gear checker accreditation first. And they need to have demonstrated competence in gear checking at 2 separate rallies supervised. I was a little bit interested because it does say on the website that you can do an online course, but no one can find where the link was. So we got PCA to send us the link, and I had a little bit of a go last night and went through the gear checker assessment and sent off my little jot form. So I'm going to be quite interested to see how long it takes for it to come back or go to my mentor. So I picked on Julie Target. She's going to let me know when it appears. And then she's got to assess at hopefully the next rally so that we can get that all underway. So if you would like to start the process, both Grada and I have the link to be able to do the gear checker assessment. Got all these little emails to say that it worked, and that's where we go to. Any thoughts so far?
Just that also that PCAA are running a webinar on gear check on the 25th of October, which I really strongly recommend we all have a see if we can all get to listen to that one. They've got one on the 17th, I think, about insurance, but the 25th is the gear check, and it was in the October newsletter.
Well, I've got quite a series of webinars coming up.
Yes, so that'd be a really good one for people, well, everybody to get in on that one. Plus, they'll record it anyway, which will be great. It'll be on the web on PCA website anyway.
Which we can go back and have a look for if you would like.
Yeah, it's in the news. I think it's the October newsletter.
Yep. So I stopped sharing here. I'm getting good sharing screen. And
Yes, October. Yeah.
On the October one. Yeah.
Yes.
I seem to have lost where I had the PCA. No, I've got it now. Go back. See if I can share that. Right. So it's under news, I think, isn't it? The newsletters.
Yeah, it keeps October. There it is. Webinars, there we go. Webinars online. So download the newsletter, go back up.
There you go. I missed a very important link.
Yeah,
I'm going anywhere in a hurry. It's gone right down to the bottom.
I know. I don't know why it does that. It's
Yeah.
so annoying.
You're looking around. Here we go. There's a little bit of information about your gear checker accreditation.
Yeah, and the webinars are trouble is you have to go back up to the top to get the
Right up to the top, I reckon.
But the newsletters are full of information if you can get through the ads.
There are quite a lot of ads. However, there's information about the Indo-Pacific Championships with Georgia going off. Awesome.
Is that it there? Go back down, Tanya. I think that was it. Just
It's just
there we are.
sticking all over the place.
There it is. Yeah. Tuesday, October the 25th.
7:30.
Now, Diane Old, as we know, Western Australia's original gear document was amazing, and we were using it last year because it was so well explained. And most of the Pony Club Australia new gear document is based on Western Australia's, but because we've had so many additions, inclusions, and whatever, it has changed a bit. But Diane Old runs almost professional gear checking webinars in Western Australia, so it'll be really good to listen to her because she's been doing it for a long time, and Western Australia really have actual set gear checker certificates.
Yes, and this is what PCA is doing now, the actual set gear checker accreditation, because it also says that, you know, in their medical guidelines that and requirements for competitions, that a gear check needs to be done by an accredited gear checker or a coach. So they have stepped away from it being a level 1 coach. It could be a pre-lim coach as well. But it will be interesting as we start moving along towards these competitions that, you know, now it's becoming mandatory to have an accredited gear checker.
Right. Cool.
I know, I just dropped that out because I'm going back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So a lot of talk about the foundation. Now the foundation coach is aimed at someone who's relatively new to Pony Club or a young person, as in 16-year-olds. If you have a little more experience and knowledge, so you know, got your C-Star KB certificate, your starting point, you might prefer to be starting at the preliminary coach level, okay? Again, until you've got any coaching accreditation, you are a volunteer. The minimum age for the prelim course is 18 years. So it's a similar sort of setup as the foundation. In your purchasing your manual from the PCA website, and Grant is going to talk a little bit more later on about the Just Go system and signing up with the Just Go so that you have access to all of these documents, for want of a better word. The cost of the assessment and sign up for the course is $100. The actual manual is $52 from the PCA website. So to become a prelim coach, your outlay is $152. Again, you'll need to have a Working with Vulnerable People card. There's nothing in the prelim course yet to say that the Gear Checker accreditation is mandatory. That may be something that changes as we move along though. So just something to bear in mind that might be something that changes. The preliminary candidates will attend a 2 evenings as their induction. So we're not doing any sort of induction tonight. It's more just an information about what's available, give people time to have a little bit of a think about which level they would like to begin at, purchase their manuals, and then we'll organise some inductions after that. The preliminary course, because it's a level above, there's a little bit more to the course, and there's a lot more required in the practical assessments. So it's estimated the volume of learning is about 46 hours for the preliminary course. Unsupervised 34 hours, you're going to be, creating lesson plans, you're going to be working with a mentor, and then you'll be assessed on your coaching skills. Again, the syllabus can be seen on the Pony Club Australia website, and I'm already in the Pony Club Australia website, so we can go back and have a look at that. That's the download. Can you see that that screen that I'm on? Have I lost everyone?
No, I can see the PCA website's all good.
Oh, goody, thank you. I thought when I went back on it, it might dump me out of it or something like that. So again, under Coach Education, the preliminary coach course outline. Now, as I said, PCA are looking at some RPL from one course to the next because there's, things like the Sport Australia coaching that needs to be done for both courses. So once you've done it for one, it's going to cross across for the other. But all of the modules here, they're going to build on the knowledge of the foundation course rather than being something that is for both. So a lot more practice will had assessing or working with your mentor, developing your lesson plans, practicing your coaching before you're actually assessed. So it's just a little bit more intense. I'm back, I'm hoping. Good. So when you are assessed, you'll be working with groups of riders between 3 and 6 in that group. Okay. Any questions so far?
I've got a question. Is it expected that a foundation level coach should have a first aid certificate as well?
There's nothing to say that it's a compulsory element of the course, but it would be a really great idea to have one.
Yeah. No, I wasn't sure. I thought I might have read it somewhere, but I couldn't recall where I'd read it. So worth asking the question. Thank you.
No, it certainly is. And I think that all of those things really, really help out and, you know, go towards making our riders safer.
Yes. Yeah.
And so what a great, you know, really, really great idea. But no, there's nothing in the course documents that are indicating that it's compulsory to have a first aid certificate.
Lovely. Excellent. Thank you.
John, and we've done that. Okay. We've sort of gone a little bit through the gear checker accreditation. It is everyone's first step, port of call. A really, really good read of the gear manual is going to be really important here. I've spent a little bit of time looking at it and trying to interpret it. It is a really fluid document, so one thing that I would recommend is don't print off a copy, but always refer to the document that's on the PCA website, because from time to time there's updates and changes that we're not informed about. So we can't give you the heads up and tell you to look for it. Okay, so the really important stuff here is how we become a member of Pony Club Australia through the Just Go system. And lovely Grada has spent all day organising beautiful slides so that she can tell you all about it.
Thanks, Tanya. I'm not sure it was all day, but thank you. Hi, everyone. It's Grada here. I just wanted to just run through everyone, just so they're aware, you're all aware of how you can actually go through and purchase your manuals from PCA. It's all done through their new membership system, which is online, which is the Just Go membership site. And I've popped the link there on the slide, and there's also links on our PCT website as well. And I will just, I might just share my screen if that's okay, Tanya.
Yeah, sure. What do you need me to do? Stop sharing?
I think, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Right. Can you see my screen? It should have Just Go.
I can see your screen.
What was that, sorry?
I can see your screen.
Awesome, excellent. And that's got the Just Go, the web page on there where it says My Pony Club portal. Yep, cool. So this is where the link will actually take you to either log in, or if you, some of you will already have a Just Go profile. I know that some of you are riders or probably parents that have actually set up your children's login in Just Go. So if you already have a login, like a Just Go member profile, you can use that to log in on this screen. If you do, you can just basically go through and I'll show you where the shop is that you can buy the manuals from. If you don't have a login, we've just been working on a process with PCA and Just Go so that coaches will actually be able to join, not necessarily to a club. If you're not associated with a club, you'll actually be able to join direct to Pony Club Tasmania. And so if you don't have a profile, you would go sign up and you would fill in all of your details here. And when you scroll down, it actually wants you to add in a club or a riding centre. And at this point is where you'll be able to click on add, and you can do a search for Tasmania in here, because it does obviously show you, I can't type, all of the clubs in Australia, but you'll be able to do a search for Tasmania and you'll be able to choose Tasmania Direct as the club that you'll be associating yourself with in Just Go. So I will point out, please don't try and do that in the next day or two, because they are having a slight issue with the direct clubs, which they're working on. It should be resolved before the end of the week. So I'll let everyone know. I can send out an email just to let you know when that's actually all okay. So if you already have a profile set up, you can just log in. It will take you to the member dashboard in Just Go, and right up the top you'll see that there is an option in the menu for events, courses and shop. So if you click on that one, it shows all the options here, and you'll see when you scroll down there is actually a Pony Club Australia shop. And when you click on that one, this is where it gives you the Pony Club Australia, you know, manuals, certificates, that kind of thing that can be purchased direct from PCA. And so if you wanted to purchase the Foundation Coach Manual, you would just click on the icon, and it does come up with this screen, which is why I just wanted to show you, because it looks like you're booking into an event of some sort, but this is just the way this system is set up. And so you just need to click on the button that says book as an individual, and then that will take you as though it's a shop item, and you can add it to your cart and do a checkout like you would on any other shopping site. So that's pretty much all you really need to know for that. And then PCA will send you the manuals direct. The times have sort of been varying. They can take up to a couple of weeks to get your manual. So just to let you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I just wondered, Grada, looking at that, whether what happens if you signed up for the family, as to whether it would give you multiple copies of it, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried that. I've only done sort of booking as an individual. I think normally what it does, I can't show you here, but I think when you click on a family, or some club admins will also get an option to do a club booking on that screen, and then it lets you sort of select for multiple people. So instead of having to go in and out and do, say, if you had 3 people in your family, instead of having to go in and do that 3 times, I think it gives you the option to pick each of the people on the one screen, I think, but I can't actually demonstrate that, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I was just intrigued because, as I said, I went through and did the gear checker assessment last night, because I needed to be able to tell people how to go about it, you know, today.
Yeah.
And
better now? Yeah.
and I saw that, you know, booking as a family member, and I was a bit interested in what would happen, but I didn't click on it to see. But yeah, have the Foundation Coach manual chortling along. So so the next thing for us to do is to have a bit of a think and make some decisions as to where we would like to start, whether we would like to start, or you as an individual, as a foundation coach, or whether jumping straight into preliminary is going to best suit your needs. Once you're accredited as a prelim coach, you can coach outside of Pony Club activities. A foundation coach is still is restricted to rallies and gazetted Pony Club activities. So they're considered an entry-level coach. They're coaching where there are other people around to assist them if they need it. But the interesting thing is they can, you know, receive a small payment for it. So you're not just paying a foundation coach for their travelling, they can have a small fee service. Any thoughts?
Yeah, well, I just say well done, Tanya, for bringing it to everybody's attention. And Pony Club Australia have certainly looked at the pathways with the coaching. But, you know, I can see the benefit of the foundation, because we have a lot of coaches who would just be very happy to stay in that area working with younger riders, and they're so skilled at it. We need to keep those people comfortable, and this will give them some training. And also building it up from the foundation means that they actually have to really toe the line to be au fait with the Pony Club website, the E&D certificate requirements for the proficiency certificates, and plus the gear checking. So it makes sense. Yeah, so well done.
And I think the beauty of this is it's that option for those 16, 17-year-olds to be able to start their training. Not that they weren't with the prelim, they certainly were able to start training at 16 for prelim, but this gives them something tangible. They can become accredited, they can go out and do some practice, you know, they can become good at what they do before they move into that prelim level. I actually think it will work really well for them.
Yeah, and plus they build up the skill of being a gear checker, but that's more important. That's so important too for our current prelim and level 1 coaches to get in on that webinar on the 25th. So they are building up their skill set as well. So yeah, and like you say, it brings in the younger riders, but it's also good because we have some very skilled people that can go straight to prelim. So yeah, but I'm interested to see when the level 2s finish. So sounds like they're onto it, but my word.
I haven't heard anything much of it yet. You move in different circles to me, so I'm hoping that it comes along.
I'm laughing, everybody.
Okay then.
So yeah, but
I mean,
yeah.
what we do in the state, I think, is really, really good. But I suppose it would be, you know, good to see that next layer and what Pony Club Australia think the training should be to go from level 1 to level 2.
And that's what's fantastic about Pony Club Tasmania, that we've put in a pathway for our level 1 show jumping extension people when that they have to prove their qualifications. So it is really good. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Cool. Thank you.
No worries. And yeah, so I think we now have a little bit of information to be able to go forward with. If you would like the link for the gear checker accreditation, just email either myself or Grada, because we both have the link and we can send that to you. When you fill out that test, so it's an online test that refers back to the gear check handbook. So basically you've got both open, you're looking for, you know, the exact wordings and measurements and all that kind of stuff. But you do need to name up who the level 1 coach is that is going to be your overseer and work with you to do your 2 gear checks at Pony Club. And then the assessment goes to them, gets sent straight to them by PCA after they mark it, which obviously didn't happen in a 24-hour period. Does anyone have any questions? Everyone is quiet, so I'm gathering that you're all good.
Thank you, Tanya. That's great.
No worries at all. I don't do public presentations very well, I'm sorry. I'll get better, I'm sure.
It's really good. Oh, it's really interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, no, the information's really interesting. I'm really sort of liking getting to know all that stuff. It's really good.
I was just going to say that I can send everyone the links to like some of those workbooks and things that are online, and the presentation as well when we're finished too. So in the gear accreditation information as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the gear accreditation one, I think, you know, the one we need to distribute most urgently, I expect. Especially if we're going to need to have people who are accredited for the upcoming. And that's changed since our forum. That, you know, it didn't look like we were going to need people accredited for events just yet, but the PCA have moved very, very quickly on that. And that only came up, you know, over those 2 or 3 days around the forum time. So people were not to know.
One thing I don't know if you wanted to mention it, Tanya, about the gear accreditation is in the Gear Checker accreditation manual. It does refer to the method for gear checking and saying that gear checking is quite a hands-on activity. It says in the Gear Checker manual, and but we do distinguish in the state between gear checking at a rally, which we recognise that is hands-on, and you would need to touch with permission touch gear, the horse, perhaps the rider. But we at this stage are being clear about if we're gear checking at competitions, that we're going to continue with our process, that we don't actually do any touching during the gear check process at an event or competition.
That's right, Grada. Yeah, ask permission. Always ask. And
Yeah,
the
no,
other
there's
one-
that as well, but it does actually say, you know, going through and doing my little test yesterday, for compliance only, you know, so that whole level of checking where you would be hands-on is a different layer to at a rally. So, you know, you need to check the kids' vests to make sure that they've got the right number on them, and then they're tagged. And so at a competition, you're citing the tag because then you know that's been checked by someone. The helmets at a rally, when the kid has a new helmet, they bring you the helmet, you check the tags, you know, so you're touching their gear. It gets a tag on it. So at a competition, you can see that it's got a tag, so it's been checked by someone. So at the rallies, we are creating a situation where you can do a very hands-off gear check at a competition.
Yes, in the Gear Checker, Grad is right too. They're also talking about they're wanting the gear checkers to ensure that they do unmounted gear check, and that's how you can check the helmets and
Yes.
the back protectors and before they mount up. So it does have some very thorough methods in place, which is good, because I know a lot of clubs, we were talking about it last year, didn't know about doing unmounted gear check. Well, you know, most clubs do every so often, because that's the only way you can check helmets and gear back protectors when they're off the horse. So yeah, so yep, that's another part of it as well.
I do wonder whether we'll get to a stage where riders can't go and warm up before the gear checker is out at a competition, for instance. So, you know, they lead their horse up, their gear check, they mount, and off they ride to go and warm up. Maybe the way that things go in the future. Just a little prediction.
Yeah, should, very possible. Yeah.
And that's probably the way we should be running our rallies as well. Rather than having kids unsupervised without having their gear checked. I do think that that's the way it'll go, and I think that's the intention of them talking about the two-phase gear check when you have a look at the gear check manual.
Yeah, because most accidents, a lot of accidents at rallies are before the actual rally has started. So you are right. I think that possibly will be part of the protocol. Mm.
Yeah, so in the actual manual, it does talk about that two-phase, the rider coming with the horse, unmounted, you check the gear, then they mount, and then they ride away.
Mm.
And that's probably the reason for that.
Mm. Cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to let everyone get on with their lovely evening if there are no more questions. And if we can indicate over the next fortnight which way we're going, then we'll organise some evening information and sessions for each level of coaching.
Yes, and sorry, just with the gear check, everyone, because I'm on the gear committee, Tanya's right about you do need to ensure you're following the current gear check document, because there's a few little changes going to come in about saddle blankets, back protectors, lots of little bits. So the best thing is, don't pretend you know, actually stand there and say, oh, I'm going to have a check and have a look. Don't be embarrassed. You don't have to say, you don't have to know it on the spot. Actually get the document out, or get it up on your computer or phone or whatever, and actually go in and check it, because that's what frightens people. They all think we all expect you to know. We don't. We're going to be doctors of the future. We actually get to look at our textbook and double check. So don't be frightened to do that.
Just actually, I mean, that's a really, really good reminder for me about the changes in the codes to the vests, you know, and just to let our people know that maybe they shouldn't be buying 2009 compliant. They need to be looking for 2018 beta freeze in their vests.
Anyway, thank you so much, Tanya. I'm going to disappear. That was great. So interesting. Thank you, Grada.
Thanks, Marissa.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. That was really interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. That was great.